So this is your typical story of boy meets girl. Girl is fucking insane, and they both live happily ever after, very, very far away from each other. It all started in my first year of college. I just flown from the nest of my home to get eaten up by the great big yonder. On the road again for the first time with nothing but my hopes, my dreams, and a single condom I found in the bottom of my wardrobe I had gotten in a school assembly when I was 14. This was gonna be my year, alright? I was gonna get the girl and save the rec center. My hair was slicked back with so much gel I looked like a fucking Lego Danny Zuko. Like somebody dropped their toupee into the jelly before letting it set. But don't worry, that was just the first day. I learned moderation is key after I was walking down like the main hall and did the old hand through the hair to slick it back thing, and I literally scooped like a whole fucking blob of gel. Like when I took my hand down from my hair, there was a whole glob handful of gel just in my hand. Way too much to wipe on my shirt, so I just put it back in my hair as smooth as possible. This just a wet smack on top of my head, like that fucking belly flop in Norbit where she clears the fucking pool. Even then I was self-aware enough to want to die. Anyways, while a whole video about my hair would be pretty wizard, is not what we're here for. So let's get right into the meat of the sauce of the main course. In my negative infinity wisdom, I had arrived at the perfect formula to make the best of my new life. I had decided the best way to make friends in college was to socialize. A good call in hindsight. And the best way to socialize was to join a club. You know what? Still going strong. That's a perfectly defensible statement. And the best club to join was Harry Potter. Harry Potter Club, people. Harry Potter Club. It's not as cool as it sounds. I was scared, okay? I wanted people who were easy to socialize with, someone non-intimidating or judgmental, who just let me cut loose a little, okay? I was weak, and I joined Harry Potter Club, alright? Bite me. So, I went into Harry Potter Club expecting that nobody would really be that into it, since, people read Harry Potter when they're like 14, right? It's not something you still care about 4 years later. It's just like a thing that could bring people together, a nice nostalgic introvert icebreaker, maybe. Wrong. Tuesdays we played games. Games were fine. Games are fun. That's why they call them games. Except Cards Against Humanity. That's not a game. It's a fucking adult kidnapping. If I seen somebody playing Cards Against Humanity on a plane, I would scream terrorist. Again, it's in the name. But anyways, Wednesdays were movie night. What movie, you ask? Harry fucking Potter. Every Wednesday. And that was when I knew I fucked up. These people were insane. Okay, in all honesty, they weren't. The people were all pretty cool, except for this one girl. And I probably would have went back to it at one point if I hadn't met her. Just not anywhere near the movie nights. So the game for the first night, of course, was Harry Potter trivia. Guess we gotta weed out the chaff or whatever, find out who's the Chad Harrys and the Virgin Nevilles are. And it was going pretty well for a while. I was having fun, somehow. And then she walked in. Her hair was in what I'm pretty sure are called French plait pigtails, a style which I can't see to this very day without thinking of her. I'll call her used Band-Aid, or just spinach for short. She had a circular moon face and inhumanly upright posture, and she was of course proudly wearing her pointy witch's hat. Dear God. I don't know why I'm describing her to you. This image is just very vivid to me. And I guess you can avoid her now if you ever see her. So there you go. But yeah, she came down the back where I was and sat across from me without a single word. After a few minutes of her sitting there, I noticed she didn't have a pen, and she sort of needed a pen for the thing. So I offered her one, because I'm a cool dude, and she took me up on it, still not saying anything. Like not even looking at me when she took it, she just grabbed the pen out of my hand and went to writing while staring down at her desk the entire time. But whatever, it's Harry Potter Club. I'm not going to judge her for that. I've got plenty to judge her for later, so you know what, she can have that. Because not 2 minutes later, she starts sucking on it. On my pen. I kid you not, she left me 2 minutes of grieving time for my lost pen before she put it in her mouth, directly in my peripheral vision. And then she just casually bobbed it in and out of her mouth for the probably hour and a half left in the club meeting, continuously getting braver and braver until she was pretty much just deep-throating the thing. There's no other way to put it. I swear on the Bible, Lad Bible, Black Jesus, and my Scout's honor that by the end of her sucky session, when my pen had not just taken her to the candy shop but given her stage 11 diabetes to boot, there was straight up like 4 inches worth of slobber running down my pen. And she kept wiping it off her chin as well when it ran down. It was gross as hell. Needless to say, I didn't ask for it back when it came time to leave, and she didn't offer it back either. So, you know what, that all seemed fine. I went home after that and continued my life as normal. I didn't go to Harry Potter Club the following week, as a friend said I should go to a different club with him. And everything was going just swimmingly, really, until what I'm pretty sure was the Wednesday of the following week, when I spotted her outside 2 of my classes when I left, just sitting there reading Harry Potter. No surprise there. I didn't take much notice of it that day until the next day, when she did it again for all 3 of that day's classes. And then the day after that, I was leaving last class and saw she'd been sitting behind me. Now, the only reason I even noticed her all this time is that how could I not, given what she'd done to me already? It's hard to forget about something like that. But I assumed that she was just in all my classes or something, like we'd picked the same subjects. I really didn't put any thought into it at all. The only thought I had was the fear I'd look down one day and see her sucking on my shoelaces or something. But that was unlikely to ever actually happen, I hope. I only noticed something was weird on the following Monday when she ended up behind me in line for food. Ended up, I say, but now I'm not so sure. I felt her looming presence the entire wait in line, like she was sucking on my soul this time. But it's not weird to wait behind somebody in line. No, it's not. What was weird was when she waited there in her chosen place right behind me for like 10 minutes, and then when I was finally finished ordering my food and it was her turn, she just walked away. Just turned around like she suddenly remembered she was allergic to human food and left. So I figured I kind of knew what was going on. At this point, she wanted to talk to me for some reason or other and was too awkward to do it. And I said to myself, the next time I feel someone's rogue finger about to try harvesting my earwax for a love potion, whatever the fuck she did with her spare time, I was going to turn around and say hi. Because I felt bad for her. I did. And that's exactly what I did when I went into school the very next day and said hey. And she said nothing. I sat beside her and said hey directly to her. Not a blink. I actually repeated my hey even louder, thinking that she didn't hear me. This was in class, right? Imagine what I fucking looked like. People probably thought I was the insane one. Imagine just seeing some guy turn around to a girl and say, hey. Hey! And she just stares into the fucking void the entire time. It was nuts. So, I just sat there, awkward as hell, and thinking I'd made some kind of mistake for the next 10 minutes until I just gave up. I left class early. I was not ready for that. So I leave and I think, it's over now. I made it all up in my head. Whatever. Let's just move on with my life. Until about 2 hours later, I get out of the bathroom and there she is. I go to lunch in the city this time, not on the college campus, and boom, there she is again. I go to hang out with some friends. Boom. Guess who? This continues for 2 more days. I start looking behind me and notice she's following me everywhere now. She's not just following me, but she keeps getting closer too. Like she started where I'd never even notice her. Now she wasn't even hiding it. She was just walking right behind me, at least when I wasn't with friends. I didn't tell anyone. I just don't like other people involved with my problems, I guess. But 2 of my friends noticed it all on their own. I just brushed him off though, which was stupid, but I'm no stranger to stupid. Then that Thursday night, I got a friend request from a girl on Facebook. No profile picture. No friends. Just a timeline filled with Harry Potter memes. I had to do something about this. This had gone on for long enough. I walked into college the next morning and decided to take a different door to usual into the main kind of area building thing for most of my classes. I look over at my usual door, and there she is, sitting on the floor outside the door, sucking my fucking pen. It's been over a week. Just slowly pushing it in and out of her mouth. I was horrified. She didn't see me, and I just walked away. I was scared of her. I don't know why, but I was. There's no denying it. She'd probably sucked that pen into a spear point by now. What if she stabbed me? But she knew my schedule, and by the end of first class, she was back on my tail like a duckling assassin. I was walking to the next class after that, and I ended up in a corridor alone with her at the point where we were at the point where she didn't even have to touch doors. Like, I would open a door and she'd be through it before it so much as started to close. Give it another week and she would have been walking ahead of me. But I wasn't giving it another week. I turned around then and there, and as I said, I was scared. I just was, and I looked at her like 3 or 4 inches from my face, since I just turned around with no warning while she was following me, and I was so nervous, I just burped directly in her face. And after that, I panicked even more. I was almost about to apologize when I said no. This has to stop. So I just looked her in the eye the best I could. After burping in her face, she looked bamboozled as fuck, man. She did not know how to take this. And I just said, fuck off, and walked away. And then I turned around again for good measure and said it again, fuck off, and kept on walking away. And boom. This was my victory royale with cheese. My freeze frame moment. It's all over, folks. I am the king of the jungle. I am a lion. Hear me burp in your fucking face. 'Cause that's how it all ended, baby. Spinach never stalked me again. I saw her occasionally around the halls, but she kept her mouth in her pants this time round. And, well, I never saw my pen again. No idea if she gave it a proper burial or what. Maybe she still has it. I don't care. And that's also when I realized the full extent of it, because she wasn't even in any of my classes, I soon found out. But, thinking back, looking over it all, I don't know why she was so obsessed with me, to be honest. I was a loser. I wore an anarchy badge on my bag that I legitimately thought was just like a cool band logo, and people would think I had good music taste or something. But, yeah, that's it. Do I judge her for doing what she did? What's the moral of the story here? Yes, I do. Don't fucking stalk people. We'll sub for more stories coming soon. I'ma go night-night now. Oh my god, wait a minute, it's so poetic. I have to burp.